morning. So we are live. So happy Wednesday morning. This morning I'm a little early, I know, so I'll just chat a minute early. So there's 6 of us working out together, so good morning everyone. Thanks for joining me. We have a shred today, so if you're doing a short workout, they can be very efficient, these 20 to 30 minute workout, and you get a full body workout. Today we're doing some cardio and strength. So the shred is 6 minutes round. We're doing 4 of them. So you can do 2 or 4. And the first 3 minutes are strength, followed by 2 minutes of cardio, 1 minute of ab. And I do progressions for every movement. So if there's something that doesn't agree with you today, and I did not offer you progression that works for you, send me a little note. I do have Messenger open, and I'm just gonna make sure I didn't miss it. So it's in the workout chat, and or in the YouTube chat. So we're gonna get going. Feet under your hips. You're gonna lift one heel up. Just stretch your foot. I always find that's really nice in the morning. Lift the other one, just stretching out your foot. And let's do that again. So just, you have your big toe, bigger toes on the floor, and you're gently pushing your heel forward. Make sure you're not sinking into the hip as you're doing that. Just a little waking up our body awareness. Let's lift the knee up and press it down and up. So waking up our balance reflexes. Good, we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna open it to the side, slide it together, down. So up, hips are staying in place, open to where you can, slide it in, down. Let's do that again. So up, open to where it lets you open. Don't move your hip, slide it together, down, and up, open to where it goes, slide it together. Good, let's straighten one leg in front, flex your foot, give me a little rotation inside the hip joint. So we don't want to move the hip around here. You can put your heel on the floor for this one. Just getting that mobility inside the hip joint. Good, let's do the other leg. So heel can be on the floor. You can lift it up too. I prefer lifting it up. I feel less restriction, but if you have any little issue with balance, having your heel on the floor is going to be helpful. Bonjour, Carole. All right, and let's put your foot down, and let's do our shoulders. So little rotations here. So today I'm using 2 5-pound weights. If you don't have weights, use water bottles, other direction, or small cans. If you have smaller weights than 5 pounds, that's perfect. If you have bigger, you can use them. Just maybe take a little break when you need to, because we're using them for the whole first 3 minutes of our first round. We're going to lift our arms up. You're going to rotate one shoulder forward, the other one back, and then switch. And you're going nice and slow. Just make sure you're not sinking into your low back. When you're standing here, think up nice and tall. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more to this. So we're going to look over the hand that's rotated back. We're going to relax our shoulders here. I want you to lighten your shoulder and then push the one that's rotated forward a little bit more, like you're kind of dipping with it. And then let's bring it back. Other direction. So you're lifting it up, and then like you're going over something. Center, lighten, rotate, lengthen more, and a little bit more rotation. Go to where it feels good for today. Listen to your body always, and center and relax. So as you're doing an exercise, so today we have some different curls, different angles. And if we're doing one of the curls in a weird angle, and you're feeling a twinge in your biceps or in your elbows or in your shoulders, then just skip that one. Take a little break. It's not worth pushing to pain. So if your pain is a way of your body to tell you that something is not quite right, so don't ignore it. All right. We're gonna do a little bit more warm up, so a little cardio here. Toes are gonna be open to the corners of your space, and we're gonna go into a mini plie. I promise we're just opening up the hips here, and then you're gonna come up, down, up, down, up. I want you to come up, pull down, pulling down, press into your heels. So checking in with the knees here. I'm making you engage the glutes a little bit at the same time because your toes are open. I don't want your knees to dip forward. Good, let's reach up, reach, reach. Now you're reaching from under your arm. I'm not reaching with my shoulder up here. So lengthen your core. Breathe. Having a mirror is useful, but having somebody who's also reminding you to not lift the shoulder helps. So I know for me, I could watch in the mirror and I thought, okay, my shoulders are okay. But then if somebody would tell me, another instructor would say, relax your shoulders, but maybe I could relax them more or keep them down a little bit more and focus more on the sides. Corner to corner. So a little rotation here. Make sure you're not sinking into that low back. I want you to reach to each side of your space and a little higher than your eyes. Good, last one. And let's bring it in. Let's wake up the glutes a little bit more. So finding your balance on your right leg. Make sure you're not sinking in, so pulling up. Unlock that knee. You're gonna straighten that left leg a little bit behind you, off to the side. I'm going to press up for 5. Abs are engaged, release a little, press up, release. 3, 4, 5, then stay there, just open up your foot and press. 2, 3, release. 4, 5. Other side, relax your leg. Unlock the knee, you're standing up nice and tall, a little off to the back and off to the side, then pressing up. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release the glute, open up the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, relax, shake it out. So our first round, we're doing some lunges and squats. So I have right, left, squat. So then if you are, and we're repeating this, if you are doing just the first round with us, then you won't be unbalanced. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the weights to show you. I'll show you all the exercise. If you don't remember them as after, that's okay, I do them with you. So feet are gonna be at least under your hips. Make sure you're not feet together. So under your hips are a tiny bit wider. You're gonna bring your left foot behind you, and then we're gonna think up nice and tall and pull ourselves down. And we're not gonna move our feet. So you're gonna pull down and up. We don't wanna go forward. So here, if you have any knee pain, put a chair in front of you. And you're gonna put your toes in line with the seat of the chair. And then you're gonna do your lunge here. So if you're going forward, you're gonna hit your chair. And so that's gonna tell you that your knee is going forward, and you need to readjust and bring it down. And if you're bringing it down to here and it can't go further, that's okay. We're gonna go up, down, nice and slow, up. You're gonna go down to where you can for you. I'm gonna remind you to press into your front heel, and at the same time, we're gonna do curls. So palms are gonna be towards me, and we're gonna curl. And up. Then we're gonna switch leg. We're gonna curl, but the ends of the weights are gonna be towards me. Then we're gonna go into a squat. So here, a little wider than your hips. Palms are open to the side and down, up. So we wanna make sure that we're not doing down, up. Hips are coming back and standing up. Then, so that's one of each, 30 seconds each, that's a minute and a half. So we're repeating the whole sequence again, and we're gonna work again, our biceps. So that's 3 minutes of your biceps. Then weights down on the floor, on your chair, and we're gonna do fast feet. So feet under your hips, and it's like the floor is burning. So you're gonna run really fast, but not very high. So you're not banging either. So you're super light on your feet. I'm gonna make you move forward, sideways, to back. You can go in a circle just because 30 seconds goes by faster when we do so. And then we're gonna relax our legs a little bit, going into butt kicks. So engaging the back, and you're not just flicking here. So up nice and tall, pull those heels up. And we're gonna go into a bicycle hold for the end. So towards the end of the butt kick, I will say let's go to the ground now. And then you're gonna go on the floor and place your back in a neutral position. And then knees in, and we're gonna extend the right leg wherever it works for you. You're gonna lift your right shoulder towards the left knee. So I'm not squeezing here. I'm lifting up and going over, and we're gonna hold it here. And you're gonna breathe. So you're not looking at your belly button on your knee. I'm looking up at the ceiling, and then we're gonna switch and hold. So you can put the opposite hand under your neck to help you support it, or you can have a Pilates ball here to help you support your neck. Okay? And if you have elastics while we're doing the lunges, if you don't have weights but you have an elastic band or one of those with the handles, you can put your front foot on the elastic and you can curl here as we're lifting the weights. Same with the squat over here and curling up. Okay, so that's the version with the elastic. Knee pain, keep it a little higher, and I remind you to press into your heels. So grab the equipment that you have for today. So remember, if you have any knee pain, you're gonna stand in front of the chair, toes in line with the edge of the chair, your left foot back, right leg in front. And then we're gonna bring it down. Palms towards me, pull down. Breathe out. Pull down. Breathe out. Good. Pull down. Press into that front heel. So you're not letting yourself sink into this lunge here. You're engaging, pulling down. You've got light weight, squeeze the weights. Make sure your wrists are not broken. Switch leg. Palms towards me, and let's curl. So same thing here. Make sure your wrists are not doing this as you're lifting, or the other way around. Pressing into that front heel, using that left glute. So the front leg, you want to use the glute. We're not going very fast here. This is our strength movement. Good, let's bring them a little wider than your hips. Palms open, elbows to your side, and curl. Press into those heels. Toes can be open a little bit. Good. Press into those heels. And breathing out. Last one. Feet together, palms towards me, left foot back. Pull down, curl. So if you grab heavier weights and you're starting to feel it here, just skip one curl. So curl every 2 lunge. Press into your heels. Breathing in and out as you lift. One more. Good, let's bring it together. Right leg back, make sure your hip width apart at least or further. And let's pull down, press it up. Pulling down. So go to where you can without that knee pain. So if you've got a little lunge, that's okay. Focus on pressing into the heel. If you're losing your breathing, your pelvic floor as you breathe out, make them smaller. Last one. Good, let's bring our feet a little wider than the hips. Palms open so you're into a V. And then let's squat and press. So don't let the weights just fall. Think about pulling them up, pushing them down. Pulling them down, up, press. So you're pressing into your heels on your way down, on your way up. Good, let's put our weights down. Fast feet under your hips. Fast, you're moving them as fast as you can. Make sure you're engaging the rest of your body. If not, you're gonna look like a rag doll. Up nice and tall, breathe. You're touching your heels every time. Let's start moving, going to one side. Forward. The bottom of your legs, you should start feeling them now. Good. One more time forward. And back. Wider than your hips, butt kicks. Pull back. Pull with those heels. Pull. Pull. You can use your arms a little bit here, pulling down and back. Make sure your body is not going with it, so it's just your arms. Knees are staying down. Don't lift the knees. We've already done a lot for your quads. Good, and back to fast feet. Feet under your hips, and move. And sideways. Forward. Touching your heels a little bit to the floor every time. Good. Let's go in forward. Other way. To the side. Back. To the side. We got 10 more seconds. You should start feeling your calves a little bit. Now, we're going back to butt kicks. One more time. Pulling back. Pull. Now, after these butt kicks, we're going on the floor. You're gonna lie on your back, and knees are gonna be bent. We're gonna extend one leg, pulling opposite shoulder towards the knee that's in 15 seconds. Pull, pull, pull. So I'm gonna start by extending my right leg. Can be towards the ceiling. Let's go on our back, or more towards the floor. So extend that right leg and the right shoulder to the left knee. Support your neck with your left arm. Breathe. So here, you're holding. Every time you're breathing out, pelvic floor in. Lift it a little higher towards that upper corner if you need more. Lower that leg. Breathe. Make sure that knee is at 90. You need less, bring that leg up. Bring that knee in a little. Breathe. Breathe out, pelvic floor in. Switch. Support your head. So my shoulder blade is on the ground here. Chest is going towards the knee. And I'm looking up at the upper corner of the ceiling. Breathe. So you're not squeezing your breakfast. You're keeping it open in there. Breathe. So you're able to breathe. Pelvic floor in when you breathe out. It's almost over. We got 5 seconds. And bring it in. And shift your hips a little bit. And let's come on up and grab some water. And we're going to go into round 2. So same principle, different exercise. Okay. So for the next one, we're going to start on the floor. And so we're going to work on our glutes. And we're going to use the weights again. You could also use the elastic. Let me grab it. Under your shoulders. So I'm going to put it under my shoulders to show you. So we're going to be on our back for the first 3 minutes. So whenever we're doing exercise, you have to lift the weights off the floor. Put them close to your hips. And then you're lifting them here. So make sure you're not over here trying to lift them. And when we're done here, make sure you're not doing that as well. So weights always close to your body, then relax. All right, so we're starting here. And so we're gonna do a little bridge here. If you're really uncomfortable, have a very thin pillow under your head here to help support your neck. And as we're lifting here, because you were uncomfortable here, you have a very, very thin pillow to help. And I want you to really focus on pushing into your upper back. So we're not pushing on the neck, we're not pushing on the lower neck either, or on the back of your head. you want the weight in your shoulder blades. And so we're lifting weight in the shoulder blades, and then we're gonna walk it. So you're lifting one knee, up, lift, down, lift. Lift the knee, foot down, lift the hips. So we're not lifting to here because that's putting the weight in my neck. Weight is in my shoulders, and I'm lifting. Every time I lift a knee, my hips dropped a little bit. So then reset. Then we're grabbing the weights, and we're keeping the elbows close to us, pressing up. So you're gonna give me full range. Then I'm gonna switch it, and then we're gonna do little pulses here, and then we're gonna do a hold about in at the lower part, but not touching the floor. So just nice and low, and we're gonna keep our walking bridge. Then we're gonna stand up, and you're gonna give me a high knee. So making sure that you're away from your weights, knees up, and I'm gonna make them go faster. You do the speed that works for you today. Then we're gonna do a little lateral skip. So like if you were skipping a rope, we're going side to side because we're fancy. And then we're going back on the floor into a low plank. Your low plank, you're on your elbows here, and we're gonna start with the knees on the floor, and you're gonna lift one knee down, lift the other. Or lift both knees, touch one, touch the other. So you can alternate by always coming back to the middle with both knees down, or always keeping both knees up. Just doing that little switch in the middle. Then whichever plank you like, either on your knees or on your toes, we're gonna do a slide side to side. So I'm gonna show you what this looks like, because now from here it should look like I'm just kind of holding it. So if I'm standing, we're in a plank, and you're doing this and this. That's it. So it's not a twist. You're going just sliding to one side. If someone was pushing you here, then it's like a little tug of war with your body. All right, so let's get going. On your back, and that plank, you can go on your knees and do the same thing. So weights are close to you. You're on your back, shoulder blades in their little pocket. Sorry, wait, I forgot to tell you about the elastics. So if you have elastics, you're gonna have them under your shoulders here, and then grabbing the length that you need, making sure your wrists are not broken, so straight up, and you're gonna do the same movement we're doing, just pulling on those elastics. Okay, so heels close to your bum, inhale, let's exhale, weight into your shoulder, lift the hips up. Now we're gonna keep them up, lift one knee up. Inhale, down, lift, exhale, down, lift, exhale, down, lift, exhale, down. Squeeze your bum here, exhale, down, squeeze the bum. Squeeze that right glute as the left knee lifts. Squeeze. Good, let's lower the hips, grab your weights. Pressing up next to you, straight up to the ceiling. Breathing out. Now, if the weights seem light, push, add some resistance, squeeze those weights. Think you got 20 pounds in your hands and press it up. And press. If you got 2 small cans of soup, you can still work really hard. Squeeze them hard and press. Breathe out. Imagine somebody's holding them down. You're pushing up. Good. Weights down. And press your hips up. And exhale, lift a knee. Up, exhale, squeeze the glutes, squeeze, squeeze. Typically what I do is shred. The first round is a little harder than the second, because then when we redo it again, you know that the last one is really not too bad. And good, heel, bum down, and grab your weights. Let's press it up, bring it down halfway. And then we're gonna pulse here. So a little up, down. Squeeze those glutes. I just want you to make sure you keep breathing. Your back is in neutral. Squeeze your weights. Press, add resistance, pushing up, pulling down. Breathe. And let's bring the weights down and heels close to your bum, lift up. Exhale, knee up. Press, knee up, down, squeeze the glutes, up, down, squeeze, up, down, squeeze. Good. Breathe. And let's bring it down. Grab those weights one more time, and you're gonna bring them just a couple inches off the floor, and you're gonna breathe here. Now squeeze your glutes, hold them in place. Your glutes, squeeze the weights, hold the weights in place. Breathe. Good. Keep breathing. Squeezing those weights. Add a little resistance here, like someone's pushing down. All right, let's come on up. And we're doing high knees here. So lifting those knees to hip height, but make sure you're not curving your back. So up nice and tall. And I'm gonna add a little speed here. So we're doing 2 minutes of this. Breathe. And we're gonna go into our little skipping and adding a side to side. So you're skipping like if you were skipping a rope. I'm gonna use my hands momentarily. So if your hands go faster, your feet are gonna go faster. Breathe, looking up. We're not looking down at the floor here. And high knees. So you can walk them or run them. Chest open. Breathe. So the chest is open, but you're not having like that military posture. So just up nice and tall. We just want to make sure we're not constraining our lungs. Good, and a little skip. Side to side, adding those arms. You're gonna skip to your position for your plank. So I'm just gonna go down, head this way. So I'm gonna stay right here, but make sure you're close to the end of your mat so it's easy for you to go into a plank. Eyes up, breathe. Good, let's go on the floor into that low plank position. So elbows are on the floor, underneath your shoulders, eyes are in front of your hands. On your knees or on your toes. One knee up, one knee down. Switch. Breathe. So you can put 2 knees down, lift one up. Knee down, lift. Or switch them, keeping meeting them in the middle. Eyes are in front of your hands. Breathe. Breathe. Make sure your hips are not dipping. On your knees or toes, slide your hips to the right. Center. Hips to the left. Center. So it's not a big slide because we're not dipping the hips. Breathe. Think every time you breathe out, pelvic floor in. 10 more seconds. And knees down and stretch it back and relax those shoulders. And let's come on up, grab some water. And so if you had 20 minutes today, it's more like half an hour, but the second time it goes faster because I don't have to explain. So enjoy your day. And if you're staying with me, we're repeating round 1. All right, so let's grab those weights. We're going, and remember, make sure if you have a hard time with the knee pain, so doesn't mean that you're gonna suffer from knee pain while we're doing the lunge. Maybe you suffer from knee pain after you do a workout or when you go walking. Then use the chair for a reference to make sure that you're not aggravating that problem, okay? So use the modification that works for you. And I'm gonna grab the weights. Feet under your hips, your left leg back and palms towards me. Let's pull yourself down and curl. Push up. Now, you know you've done the 3 minutes before, so you know how hard or easy it is for the weights that you have. So if you need to add resistance, add it. Think pull up, pull, 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 pull. Push it down as you push yourself up. Pull down. Press up. Breathe. Good, let's switch leg. Palms towards yourself, so the ends of the weights towards me. Let's pull and press. Pulling down. Chest is up. You're pressing into that front foot. If your balance is an issue, it's probably because those feet are too close together. Open up the front foot a little bit. Good, and let's bring your legs a little wider together. Palms open into a V, and let's pull down, pressing up. Make sure you're not bending forward here. So hips down first. You're gonna go to where you can, and then press up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Pull down. Press into those heels, press up, squeeze a little bit more. Pull down, press up, squeeze. And last one. Press up, squeeze. Feet under your hips, left foot back. Palms towards me. Pull, press, pull, and press. Good. Breathing out as you're pressing up. Squeeze your left glute as you're pressing up. Here as you're extending the leg, give it a little squeeze to help you switch the pain around. Switch leg, palms towards yourself, ends of the weights towards me, pulling down, pressing up. And by pain, I shouldn't say pain, I should say the warmth in your muscles. So as you're doing lunges, sometimes your quads are gonna warm up quite a bit and take over. So try and press into the heel and squeeze the right glute as you're lifting to help engage the entire leg. And feel a wider than your hips. Palms towards each corner of your space. Pull down, press it up. Pull down, press it up. Pull down, press, pull, press. Make sure your wrists are straight. Pull all the way to the end, press. We're going into fast feet next. And last one. Good, let's put those weights down. And fast feet. So under your hips and move those feet fast. And we move forward. Be aware of your surroundings. I know I have that little elastic there. It's not like it's a big thing to trip over, but I have tripped over sidewalk cracks before, so I could probably trip over that elastic. So be mindful of your surrounding, know where your stuff is as you're moving around. Good, a little wider, butt kicks, pull. Pull those heels up, up. You can add your arms. You can add your arms a little higher. And think about pulling, so I'm not just flinging my arms around. Pull, pull. Slow it down as needed. Eyes up, chest is open. You're gonna go back to fast feet under your hips and moving them fast. Engage your core so everything is staying in place. Breathe. You can move your arms here. I find it helps my brain if I move my arms. So I don't think about my calves too much and the front of my legs as they're warming up. And just move around. And butt kicks a little wider, pulling back, pull. So you're pulling down and back, lifting those arms a little higher. Make sure you're not sinking into that low back here. So nice and straight core. Knees are aiming down still. Remember, we're going into that bicycle hold in about 5 seconds. And on the floor, Good. Back into that neutral position. Knees at 90. Extend your right leg. Right shoulder to the left knee. Support your head with your left arm. And look up. Breathe. Breathe. If you need a little bit more, lower that leg. Lift that right shoulder a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Breathe. Breathe. I can't see my timer, but I know I will hear it. Breathe, eyes up. I'm sure it's almost over. And switch. So try not to go to the floor in the middle. Switching over, lift that shoulder a little higher. Knees at 90. If you bring it closer, it's going to be a little easier. 90 degree, lift. Breathe. Eyes are up on the upper corner of your space. Lift more of your upper body off the ground, going towards the upper corner if you need to. Breathe, 5 seconds. You're just supporting your head. And bring everything in and relax. Shift your hips. All right. And let's stand up. Grab some water. And we've got one more round. So if you're using the elastic, you can keep it there on the floor for under your shoulders. I'm just going to put it off to the side. All right, and we're going to get going right away. Walking bridge with that tricep movement. Okay, so walking bridge tricep, high knees with that little lateral skip, and that plank with the side to side. All right, so heels are close to your bum, and weights close to your hips. Shoulder blades in the little pocket. Your spine is in neutral. Inhale, exhale, lift. Good, now keep the weight in your upper back, not in your neck. Lift one knee up. Bring it down. Squeeze the glutes more, lifting the hips. Up, down, squeeze. Up. If you need more, lift the leg. Squeeze. Squeeze. So make sure that here, I know with the camera, and bring it down. I'll talk more later. And elbows by your side. Let's press it up. Pull down. Squeeze those weights. Pressing up. Pulling down. Press up. Down. Make sure your wrists are not bent. You're straight, pushing up towards the ceiling, pulling them down. For the bridge, make sure you're not pushing into the neck, that your weight is in the upper back, that you're not feeling like you're talking like this. So let's breathe out, lift either the leg or the knee. Up. So reset in the middle. Every time, there's no pressure into the low back. You're squeezing the glutes. And let's bring it down. Back into that neutral position. Bring your elbows in and let's press it up. Let's lower halfway. And here we're doing little pulses. So up, down. Back is in neutral. Squeeze those weights. Add that resistance. Pull up, pull down. Breathe. And weights down. One more time. Heels close to your bum. Exhale, lift. Leg up or knee up. Hips up. Up. Hips. Leg. Squeeze the glutes. Up. Squeeze. Breathe out. Squeeze. Breathe out. Squeeze. Press into your heels here. Squeeze. Squeeze. No pressure into the low back. And bring it down. Good. Now, elbows at 90 degrees. Back into that neutral. Let's bring it up a little off the floor. And we're going to hold it. Now here, tighten your hands around those weights. Tighten. If you don't have weights, tighten those fists. Breathe. Pelvic floor in every time you breathe out. Good. It's almost over for this one, and let's bring it down, and let's come on up, putting the weights off to your side, and we're doing that, hold those high knees up nice and tall. Okay, so I'm going with that little impact. You can walk them, or you can run them. Chest is open, you're looking up in front. And little lateral skip. Use your hands. Make sure you're not here. Up nice and tall. Breathe. Keep looking up. And we're going to go back to high knees. Chest is open. Then we're going into one more skip and that plank sequence. So make sure, oh, not quite yet. So we got about 10 seconds of high knees. Do what you can. And skip, little side to side. Now you're gonna skip to the end of your mat, so that going into a plank is a quick transition. You're nice and light on your feet, moving your arms, pretending you've got a skipping rope. Nice thing is that we don't trip on it. And let's go into that little plank position. Elbows on the floor, straight back, eyes in front of your eyes. Knees down or knees up. We're gonna lift one or lower one, and then switch at the bottom. So you're switching, meeting them in the middle, or both on the floor, and then lifting one, lifting the other. Do the progression that works for you. No pain into your low back. Breathe. On your knees or toes, side slide. Pushing the hips to one side. Just the hips, you're not moving your shoulders. Shoulders are staying in place. You're moving your hips, sliding them to one side, center, side, center. It's nice and slow movement, not very big, 10 more seconds. Good, almost over. And knees down, and sending your hips back to slide it back here. Breathe for a second, and then when you're ready, come on up. And we're gonna stand up to finish off the class with a few little stretches here. So, feet a little wider than your hips, and let's bring your hands up, and relax down. Inhale, exhale. So inhale up, we're not sinking here, and bend the knees, little tuck under. We are not falling forward here, just dropping your arms. Try to relax your shoulders, and we're gonna stay up, and open up your arms, stretching out your chest, your shoulders, your arms, extend, and release the shoulders. Good, thinking up, little pull down, little tuck under, palms towards me, left behind. Rotate, sweeping forward, little stretches into your back. Relax, reach a little towards me with your right arm. Release with your left. Release, pulling up and open up. Good, release your shoulders. All right, feet under your hips. You're gonna take one foot back, heel down, hips up, gentle lunge forward. Good, release, bend the back knee a little bit. And release, come up on your back toes, little tuck under, little pull down, nice little stretch into your quad here. Release it one more time, up, tuck, pulling down, pressing it back. Bring it back to center, other leg, behind, heel down. Hips up, gentle lunge forward. Release, bend that back knee, straighten, up, relax. Little tuck under, pulling yourself down. Release, come on up. Up on your toes, little tuck, pulling down. Release, good, and relax. I'm gonna put one leg in front here, so we're not following it. I'm just putting my leg in front and lowering my body. Lengthen your core, hips back, toes to the side. Center foot down, roll up. Other side, lengthen in front, flex, and lower. Engage your abs, hips back, and toes to the outside. And center foot down, roll up, and relax your shoulders. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this workout. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on tomorrow for eccentrics if you're doing eccentrics, and Friday for Pilates. If you're doing the Pilates, we're going to do some slider work. And in the email, I sent some ideas for your feet. So I'm actually going to switch my camera around and be on my wood floor for the Pilates. And I'm going to use two colorful rags for my sliders, because I didn't buy sliders. So two rags on a wood floor are on linoleum that would normally work, or any harder surface. If you have carpet, they have sliders for furniture. You can use that. Paper plates work as well. And if you can't find anything that slides on your floor in your home, don't worry about it. We can do the whole thing without the sliders, okay? It's just adding a little bit of extra, like Kevin said, a little bit of extra fun to the workout. So enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm glad to know, Sue, that you're warm, because sometimes I think I could be maybe the only one, but yeah, I'm warm too. Bye.